Hey guys, Winter Weather Center, and today we're going to talk about how winter in the east could be making a return in these next few weeks coming up in this video. And we're going to talk about the potential weather in the south, a potential winter storm in the southwest bringing snow to the parts of the west and the northern tier of the U.S. So as we get through this, let's go to our current watches and warnings right now. So right now, we got a lot of watches in 3/4 of New Mexico for that potential winter storm in the next 48 hours. And then we have some winter storm watch. We have a winter storm watch in Maine and in northern Maine, and then you have a lot of scattered winter storm warnings. You got a few winter storm warnings, but you have a lot of scattered winter storm warnings through the northern tier, but mostly advisories through these areas. So as we get started, my main question in this video, well, just my question, most of y'all questions been, when is winter coming to the east? And that's what I've been wondering too, cause in the east lately, it has been nothing but mild, soggy, and just rainy and cloudy. But for winter, for snow lovers in the east, that's not what we've been looking for. So, but this winter was predicted to be El Nino. So as we get through these next, I say 3-4 weeks, I expect that forecast to come to out to its full potential. So as we get through, I expect that El Nino will start showing up in the east because of that next system that kind of brings that cold front come to the east. Now, as we get if we get through, let's look at the jet stream. Now, the jet stream right now, I'm gonna go through to the ensemble. As you can see, the ensemble right now is having that. Look at the jet stream now. Look at the jet stream winds. As you speak, it kind of carves out in this model that the jet stream winds is having that cold west and that mild east. And as you've been looking for, and as most winter weather lovers been looking for in the east, that's not the type of system that we've been wanting for right now. So as you can see right there, it's been bringing a lot of frequent cold shots, like continuous cold shots to the west. And then you have that potential winter storm in the west, and that's really going to set the stage for a potential major winter storm in parts of the southwest, probably bringing about maybe a foot or more of snow, probably 15 inches of snow at the most, if I think I'm right. And as these cold shots been coming in, I've had an observation today that as far south as Texas, a high of 36 degrees. That is impressive, not for this time of year, but just impressive because of this cold shot is just going that far south and bring that much cold air, that depth of cold air, and it's just that deep in the atmosphere. So that's pretty impressive. So let's run this model. Let's run this model, and we're gonna see that the jet stream kind of starts flattening out through these next few weeks. As we get through the winter, as we get through the start of the New Year's is really gonna start getting very hectic in the Southwest, which brings a lot of which brings a lot of snow. Sorry for the stuttering. Which brings a lot of snow to the to New Mexico, and I think that can possibly overachieve, and I think that can possibly bring a lot of possible blizzard condition if these winds stay suppressing up to the stay suppressive up to the atmosphere. So now that you see, that's what's been that's what's been happening in the atmosphere where frequent cold shots, cold west, warm east, and as you can see, I expect that jet stream to start flattening out, or it can just start wiggling. Now look at the jet stream now. It has that it kind of deepens in the east. You can kind of see it kind of deepens in the east. It kind of digs into the east, but it's not what we're looking for just yet. So if you're wondering why winter is in the east, let's go through to the climate prediction center, and I'll really talk about that. So the 6 to 10 temperature outlook, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook shows that mostly warmer than average temperatures throughout the almost whole U.S. You got equal chances in tiny bit parts of the U.S., but I expect those to change in the next few 72 hours because of this cold air that's coming, possibly bring cold fronts to the east. But it's probably going to slightly cool down. So yeah, that not too cold about that's. But let's go to the 8 to 14. Still kind of get the same thing, but you got equal chances on the East Coast, which kind of signaling that we're starting to transition into the El Nino, and and get out of this pattern that we've been through. This weird pattern we've been through, that we've been supposed to expect El Nino, and I know it's not what I've been looking for either. So let's look at this 3 to 4 week outlook. Now we catch our eyes now in the east, especially because you can kind of see that you got that ridge up in Alaska. It's kind of having that negative NAO print on this 3 to 4 week outlook of temperatures. You kind of getting that little high ridge in the west, in the far northwest, and Alaska, and you starting to get those cold shots coming through the east. And usually, whenever the scenario comes through, when this event comes through or the scenario comes through, this is most of the areas that are always affected, especially Florida. One time in, I say, 2014, 2015 winter, how we had frequent cold shots and 50 inches in Boston. That was impressive, mostly because we had that setup where we had that negative NAO set it up, and you just had those frequent systems coming through the Gulf. The East Coast storms just kept on ramping up because the Gulf Coast was very active during that time, and we just had a lot of systems coming through, bringing the snow. That snow levels in the East was, I enjoyed it especially, but I expect that maybe possibly a repeat of 2014, 2015 winter possible, but always in the scenario, it was always a warm December. And as we go through the models, as I go through the model, warm December leads to a cold winter. That's been my motto for ever since I've been starting this weather. But living in the East, I've usually seen this type of scenario come out if we ever had a warm December or we had conditions like this as we're seeing right now. So let's look at that. Let's look into the models for that potential winter weather, and let's look into the future model cast, which shows that possible flip flop coming in through mid to late January. So I expect things to wind down in these next 72 hours. So you got the storm passing through, um, and then you got some possible pockets of wintry weather through Arkansas, Oklahoma, far east Oklahoma. Maybe Dallas might see some sleet mixed with some snow. Possible. They are going to get cold also, and this is going to be their first snow of the season if models stick out with the same scenario and have that same prediction what's been happening these past few days. Usually when models forecast the same thing through the past few days, we usually get that thing happening when the time comes. So let's keep on running this model. As you can see, kind of quiet, very quiet in the east. You have a little Clipper system kind of move down, brings nothing but rain showers. But that's what the model is saying. This is a prediction, not a forecast, as I say. And then we start getting cold in the east, but the model ends right there. So I expect updates to come through, and I will keep you guys updated. If you if you have any questions, feel free to ask me because I'm always open for questions. I'll always answer. So just keep on asking questions. Like, subscribe, enjoy. If you have any friends, tell them. If you have any friends that like weather, tell them to watch this channel, and I will always bring the best weather that I can give to you guys. So this is Winter Weather Center, and I'm out.